Hello, 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 friends. Nicholas here with DIVO TED Talks, or Devoted Talks. DIVO TED Talks? Devoted Talks? Yeah, I totally screwed myself up on that one. Where we take ancient wisdom and practices through a modern lens and experience to help you and those you love in suffering in your personal greater worlds alike. And as promised, I've been waiting to record these episodes till I feel upbeat. And even just 30 minutes ago, I wasn't feeling very upbeat, but I did a breathing practice and a meditation that kind of brought me back into the present moment. And that's kind of the journey I've been having since I had my car accident. So, I help guide people through things like this, right? Like they come to me with injuries or post injury situations. And, it's different when you're the patient. It's different when you're the person who's dealing with this stuff. And so, I've got this TheraBand from the doctor and I'm doing the bare minimum, right? But I'm not being conscious about it. I really need to focus on being conscious about it, right? Because it really will build the muscles and the things that support my rotator cuff and the other biceps ligament that are injured right now so that I don't have trouble pulling the top off of this. Like it's hard for me to hold and twist at the same time. Sorry about all of the jostling. I don't have the leverage that I used to have to do it. So it's hard to explain. But anyway, it's been really impacting my life. And then when we have high Vata days like yesterday, and other days in the past week, it's really dry, the humidity drops, and it's really cold outside, comparatively speaking. I have a lot more pain in there, which is to be expected on high Vata days. Vata is movement, but it also is how pain is perceived. It is pain in the body. It is things that feel, right? Less than good. That's kind of understating it, but one of its aspects is pain. So if you have creaky, dry joint pain, that's usually Vata up in there. Now there is hot pain that is very much Pitta, but it's most likely going to be Vata most of the time, unless you have some kind of direct acute injury or effect in that area. Anyway, so, you know, as always, I come into these things not knowing what I want to talk about, but I also realize that I've been talking with somebody who's been working with me, and while I respect their opinions and while I respect, the thoughts behind trying to make a YouTube channel work or trying to make a social media thing work, I am not conventional. I am not convention at all. Like I am invention. I am integration of things into creating something new. I am a pioneer. And so I struggle with the harmony between letting myself adhere to things and firmly fighting for who I am, right? So I have different thoughts about it. And of course, I'm too close to the situation. Like it's hard for me to understand myself because I'm too close to myself. I am this far from my thoughts. And like that's, a joke because I can't be away from my thoughts. My thoughts are right there. They are in me. They are a part of me. And so I do have a lot of thoughts and feelings, and I do have a lot of experiences that I still need to integrate. But one of the things that's been coming up a lot lately is, well, you can either build your studio or you can build your YouTube channel. You can't do both. And I was like, that is limited thinking. And that's not who I am. I have patience. I am a Kapha. I am able, as a Kapha, to stay the course and recognize that I, by nature, am a community builder. I am a structure builder. And so I know in my deepest of bones and my deepest of heart that I just need to be who I am. And when the timing is right, the people will show up, and it'll be seemingly all at once or overnight. But in reality, it's the consistency and the pathways building, just like roots grow or the mycelial networks grow to help spread. And then once it's spread, then it draws people in. And so nutrients in, but also people in this metaphor. And so I'm okay with the fact that it might be haphazard. It might be taped together. It doesn't need to be polished. And, if you need polished, well, I'm probably not your guy, and that's okay, right? I do this for me mostly. And if other people can benefit from it, yeah, that's awesome, right? And I know that people are interested in it because things that I've said have gotten out there. And then, people have said, well, they're not listening that long. And I'm like, on average, but to get up to 11%, that means somebody has to have been listening to the whole thing, right? If it's down to 11%, that means some people are watching just 1 second and scrolling through, right? They're clicking on it and then clicking off. It's a different situation than if, I have 0% or 5%, right? Because it's all on average. It's not the fullness of it. Anyway, I could go on and on because I am very much in the field of dreams mindset. You build it and they will come, but you have to really build it, right? So I'm still building it, and I am slowly coming to terms with that and slowly understanding it for more, mo better as I go along. So what am I trying to do with this one? Well, I was also told that I meander and I go around, and I was like, some people like to listen to a story. Some people like to figure out what's going on. If you're coming to me for a quick fix, that's not me at all, ever, right? I'm not selling you a diet. I'm not selling you 5 pounds weight loss. I'm not selling you a pill. I am selling you, or even just herbs. I'm not selling you herbs to feel better. I'm not even selling you marma to make you feel better forever. I am selling you lifestyle and perspective so that you can work towards deeper connection to self, because that's where the true wealth of healing, the true wealth of well-being, the truth of the well of knowledge, like this is where it all exists. It's in this strong, steady movement towards there. And I almost hit stop to stop recording because I was like, oh, I've just meandered and I've gone all over the place. And you know what? Fine. I don't really care. And you know why I don't care? Not because, well, I don't really care because my message as a Kapha is going to take time to go there. And if I'm trying to be anything else, I'm not going to find my tribe. I am a Kapha. I am cool. I am calming. I am sustained. I am steady. People who are Vata and Pitta vitiated need that in their lives. And people who have Kaphas in their life often gravitate to them for comfort and to come to them for wisdom and support. And that's the way it's supposed to be. We balance each other. I do need pittas to help me get up and go, but that doesn't mean that here to build an audience that I need to quickly show up for people the way they want me to show up, because I don't really care. If you can't slow down enough to hear my message, then the message wasn't for you in the first place. Now, was it? Although there are lots of messages in here, I think, for everybody. But if you can't slow down to get it, you're not ready for it. And that's what the point is. The point is when you're ready for it, you will be here. So people who have scrolled through may have scrolled through now, but they'll be back later. And you know what? Some people I know are stopping to talk or listen to me talk because they see my beard and they want to know what I'm talking about. Then they hear spirituality or something unrelated to beards and they probably just scroll past. And that's okay, right? I mean, I could make a whole channel probably around beard care, but it would be inauthentic because guess what? I don't have to do much to have a beard because I am a Kapha. Kaphas, hair everywhere. Right? I don't have to try to have a beard. There are lots of guys out there, and I feel for them because it's so easy for me. I can't imagine how much work some of them put into their beards, whether it's vitamins, whether it's cleaning it, all this stuff. I have to clean it a lot more than I did previously because I own a hot yoga studio and I sweat in it a lot more, and I need to make sure that it stays nice and fresh. But outside of that, like, I don't do that much. I have natural oils that, through my sweat, come down and moisturize and hydrate my beard. And I can tell sometimes when I'm dehydrated because my beard will be like straw. And I could have a whole channel dedicated to it, but it'd be inauthentic. There's a lot of guys out there who actually just have nice beards. Some of them do actually do proper beard care and like actually work on it and are authentically presenting it out there. And that's awesome. But there's a lot of guys out there who just have natural beards. It's kind of like the guys who have natural muscles and they're like, if you just work harder, if you just strive towards your goals. Yeah, okay. And you got your muscles because of what? Puberty? Cool, right? I don't need other people to validate me. I do question at times when things like this come up. Should I change? Should I do it other people's way? And time again, the universe has said, no, do it your way. And that's what I promote to people. I try to get people to do things their way because it is the most authentic and organic way to do things. Now, there are systems within society that, require certain outcomes, but that doesn't mean you have to do it the same way. Paying your bills on time doesn't have to look the same way. It could be you pay $5 or save $5 every day. Like it could be done in so many ways. It could be like me scrambling to, get the money so that it's there for the month, right? But that's an old me. Newer me is working on the accumulation and maintenance of wealth. But, some habits are hard to shake because you know what? I don't really believe in wealth in the same way that I used to. I don't really see money. One, I used to see money as bad and corrupting of people. And in many ways it does. But I see it now as a reflection of resources. And so the more resourced I am, and I have been resourced my entire life, whether it be through family, whether it be through friends, whether it be through God or the universe, or however you want to identify that space in my life. But I've always been resourced, but I look at money in such a slant because of my opinions about the people and the way they act. But I have come to realize as of late that I only see them that way because of me, not because of them. And so I'm really slowly, right? That is a Kaphic in nature, is to take time to get there. But once you get it, you're there and it's complete and it's done. So to wrap it all up, don't do things other people's way. Ayurveda doesn't want us to be anything but what we are. We're always trying to go back to Prakruti. We're not trying to Vikruti ourselves until we are 333 Tridoshic, right? In fact, that would be counterproductive in all the ways because we are uniquely suited to our type. It's life and our locations that make us ill-equipped in that. And so some people were born in a certain area, but they would thrive somewhere else, but they don't know how to get there because they don't even know that they would feel better there, right? Life is hard. Life and having the time to do things, figuring out what's important in life is also very hard. But that's because of the way culture is right now, because in a capitalist society, people are always trying to sell you something because it's all based on making you feel better in many cases. And probably most all cases, right? Why would you buy something unless it would make you feel better or solve a problem that you have? True, true. So what is the takeaway from this? Be yourself. Don't worry if it takes you a while to do things. Don't be proud if it takes you no time to do stuff. It's not about the time. It's about you being you in the process and not getting yourself out of balance, worked up, or acutely sick or chronically sick, right? It is about stasis and a fluctuating dynamic stasis that reacts to things that are happening, but in a productive way, right? My Kapha raises to help balance my Vata, and my Vata raises to help balance my Kapha or Pitta or whatever. And then I change what I'm eating based on the senses that I have about these changes and shifts in my dosha to keep everything in harmony, right? We're not just trying to get back to Prakruti. We're trying to get to Prakruti with a foundation of this psychosomatic dosha and constitution that is constantly shifting and changing as life and the day and the week and the hours of the organs on the clock shift and change, right? We spend so much time looking outside of ourselves in this current society that sometimes we forget to turn around and look inside because we have all this wisdom. In fact, that's all the rishis were trying to teach us, was that it's all within you and it's all through Ayurveda. But it's not just Ayurveda, it's the truth of what nature is. It's not even just a metaphor. It is what it is. But our human brains take it so literally oftentimes that it becomes difficult to not treat it very cause and effect when it is more circular and quantum in its existence. It is almost like an atom, and things are orbiting around it constantly, trying to satisfy the changing charges and shifts in our poles and the shifts in our energies and the shifts in our moods. I know this was all over the place. And you know what? Those who are meant to have this will have this. This is a real talk. And I am grateful to those of you who listen to this, that you are listening to this. But most of all, be well and be free.